Welcome to Running It Back. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Today's guest is a Kauai boy, 2012 IBA World Tour bodyboarding champion, and a 5-time winner of the IBA Pipeline Pro bodyboarding contest, Jeff Hubbard, and also our hosts, Chad Owens and Ryan Kilmaka. Now, let's start running it back.
Let's go. Guys, this week episode, we've got a very special guest, like Kiana said, my good friend, Jeff Hubbard. Oh, yes. Bro, welcome to Running It Back.
That's awesome, Chad. This is radical here. Like, I thought Pipeline was like a pretty nuts wave. This is like, the setup's pretty insane, man.
We got a pretty good vibe going here.
Hold on.
Nice, nice.
Yes.
Well, look, man.
I set it up.
You set it up?
Yeah, it was all me. This is all me.
I can tell. It's looking good.
Ryan got the aloha shirt.
Brings it full circle here.
Yeah. Awesome, brother. Well, so what's been going on lately, man? How you been?
I'm doing great. The winter season's just started here in Hawaii, so we've got some awesome waves on the North Shore. As we know, I went bodyboarding with you the other day. We had a nice little session in V-Land. That was super cool. So yeah, it's just been really nice to be getting a ton of waves up on the North Shore after that summer doldrums.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, man. So growing up on Kauai, what's that like? You know, I'm from Oahu. Ryan's from Oahu.
Yeah, two of us.
Man, 2v2 here.
Yeah.
What's that about? You guys can definitely relate. So how was the upbringing on Kauai, Jeff?
Laid back. It's like you like take a steps a lot slower. Everything's kind of like chill as opposed to like fast paced. You know, I mean, it's kind of cliche to say that, but you go back and everything's still the same. Like I'll go visit my parents, and I mean, yeah, there might be a new store or something, but everyone's doing the exact same thing they were 30 years ago. Everything's the same, maybe a little more traffic, but besides that, nothing has changed. It's great, which is cool. It's pretty special to have that vibe over there on Kauai. You know, chicken population's increased, but
yeah. Cool. So basically, the complete opposite of how you bodyboard. I mean, because when you're out in that water, bro, you are flying, taking off, hitting those lips, those ramps, 360, RSs, reverse 360s. I mean, you are. I've said you're the GOAT. Is that something that's been talked about with your name in bodyboarding?
I don't know. I mean, I just like to go out there and just fly and have a good time. Like that's for me when I go bodyboarding. It's kind of like a pretty cool freedom of expression, and the way I have the most fun is kind of flying around in the air. I'm pretty good at catching air on my bodyboard, so that's what I do when I go bodyboarding. You know, it's kind of what I look for, trying to just fly up off the lip and doing some fun tricks and some fun moves, and yeah, it just gets me happy, makes a smile on my face. I mean, gosh, I've been doing it since I was a kid on Kauai. I'm 45 now, so I've been doing it.
Dude, you're 45. You look 45. You got the baby face.
Bro, you got the baby face, bro. It's the blue eyes, bro.
It's the blue eyes. That's what she was messing up in the beginning. She was like, you was looking in his eyes. Couldn't even.
That's amazing, bro.
So when you're a kid in Hawaii, you grow up going to the beach all the time with your family. That's just what every kid in Hawaii does, pretty much. And bodyboarding is something almost every kid does, at some stage here in Hawaii, whether they stick with it or not, or whether they enjoy it or not. You're going to get tossed a bodyboard and you're going to go right in the ocean and play around with it. And for some of us, it just sticks, and you have you kind of just gravitate towards bigger, getting outside the surf line and getting into real waves instead of the shore break. And just, that's kind of the normal evolution as every other kid in Hawaii did. And then eventually, you just start to find ways to express yourself and have more fun in the ocean with that board. And so I can get bigger waves. I can go off the lip and fly around, or get barreled, or do this and do that. And so that was just kind of my thing. I kind of identified with that. Like everyone, in high school, you have your high school yearbook photo. Mine was on a bodyboard. I just made sure I didn't have my posed picture. I just took a picture of me. Found one of me bodyboarding. My dad took one. And so it's kind of random. You go back to the yearbook and you're like, everyone's got their nice posed photo, and it's kind of cool one, and mine just on a bodyboard. And now I have thousands of those photos. So it's I almost was like, man, maybe I should have taken like a normal photo back then. Like,
no. For the yearbook, I think that just goes to show that, man, that's what you were meant to do.
Yeah,
man.
You know, from that age, you're meant to be a bodyboarder. Now, you said you bodyboarded your whole life, and what age was it that you turned pro?
Turned pro in probably, I would have been 20, I think. So yeah, 25 years.
Oh, right out of high school, pretty much a couple years out of high school.
Exactly.
And you were in college, and that's when you committed to bodyboarding, right?
So I was going to UH, and I was, getting a degree. I think I was, maybe I was third year in. So I started a little early. I was 17 when I started. I think my birthday is in October, so that I was in business school, and I was going to the beach all the time, so I got a D.
So it's like
I was not paying attention, coming back in finance or something, and my math skills weren't up to par. And my finance class, I just took a nap every day. After off the wall, I'd go surf pipe and come back and take a nap, and that just didn't fly with academics. So I ended up, academic suspension. My parents were like, we're not paying for you to we're not paying for your room and board up there. We're not paying for you to just sit around. You got to go get a job. I was like, oh, well, I guess guys get paid to bodyboard these days.
Yeah.
Okay,
sorry, Jeff. Hold that thought. We're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna come right back to that right there.
Running It Back is brought to you by the Honolulu Star Advertisers. Running It Back viewers can receive the Star Advertiser digital full access subscription for just $9.95 per month. Go to staradvertiser.com and use the code AHITHING. Earn more and pay less with Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union for life. Visit hawaiiopioid.org to learn more about opioids, safe medication storage, and how to prevent an overdose. The Hawaii Department of Health wants us to call Hawaii Cares at 1-800-753-6879. And thank you to Battery Bills. Check him out for all your battery needs.
And welcome back to Running It Back. We've got Jeff Hubbard here, all the crowns in bodyboarding. So in college, you had to make a decision that, school or bodyboarding. Obviously, you were spending more of your time bodyboarding.
Yeah, I was fully immersed in it, and it just seemed like, something that it was like a pastime for me. It had taken on a whole new passion, and it was kind of see that this was, a future that I should try and pursue. And, since I knew I was pretty good, I'd been winning some contests, I'd been doing pretty good, and I'd been traveling a little bit already as an amateur. I won a bunch of, contests in the States and the national level. So I was like, oh, I should try this thing. I had, some people wanting to sponsor me, and some people wanted to give me some money for this to help promote them back then, because I'd been getting a lot of magazine photos and videos, and back then it was before social media. So that was the only way you could
get out there.
Yeah, people could get their products out there, is, if they endorsed someone who was getting their photo in these magazines. And so it was like, that was kind of the payoff. And so I just, went out there and tried to get some sponsorship dollars, and that, really worked out, since I was able to pay my rent and, get some food, and, I was self-sufficient from then on, and just could pay my gas, go up to the North Shore, and keep bodyboarding, and started to, just make this a full-on career, like traveling the world.
Speaking of traveling, where has the best break, the best wave? You can't pick Hawaii.
Ooh.
Around the world, like
A different country.
Well, I mean, we all know Hawaii's probably the best spot, but other than Hawaii.
I'd say I'm partial to Tahiti. I'm really partial to Tahiti, just because it's the Polynesian vibes. I just like, it goes down there, family, Poisson-ku, say Mavari.
Oh.
Good. So good.
It's really good. It's the people that make it.
Yes.
People make the Tahiti just so special. So I'm really just so partial. Can't wait to go back. I used to go there almost every year, all the time, but haven't been back there, and definitely not this year.
The longest wave, you know those waves that go like 6-7 minutes? Have you ever rode one of those?
No, those are like the river waves.
Yeah.
I've never ridden one of those.
A real river?
Yeah, so like it's a tidal bore, they call it. So if you got a really high tide, and it's streamed up like a certain I don't know, I guess more like they're coming up rivers or inlets. So when the inlets are focused in, and so they kind of keep drawing in narrower and narrower, like the energy will be pushed in from the tide into like, from like a big river, like big into small, and it'll just kind of make these waves run all the way up these rivers.
Man, you've been bodyboarding all these years and you've never tried one of those.
Yeah, they're pretty hard to get, and I don't know if they're so great for bodyboarding. I'd say they'd be just nice for like longboarding, because you can just ride them forever. That's what's kind of cool. They're not so challenging as far as like, technique. You just kind of just get on your board and just ride. So you could ride for like 7 minutes. It could be pretty cool, but probably not so exciting. Yeah.
All right, real quick, biggest size wave you've caught?
Oof, man, I don't know. I've caught some big waves. It's hard to like measure usually.
Hawaiian style.
Well, when you're out,
exactly.
you're out.
We all have friends like, oh, it's only 3 feet, but it's like 20 feet. And you're like, guys like saying it's 3 feet. You're like, oh yeah, well, yeah, I guess it's only 3 feet then.
So you've had some big waves. Well, listen, we're going to take another quick break. We're going to come back. We've got Jeff Hubbard here with us in Running It Back.
Running It Back is brought to you by the Honolulu Star Advertiser. Viewers can receive the Star Advertiser full access subscription for just $9.95 per month. Go to staradvertiser.com and use the code AHITHING. Earn more and pay less with the Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union for life. Also, the Hawaii Department of Health wants us to call Hawaii Cares at 1-800-753-6879 to access substance use treatment services. And thank you to Battery Bills. Check him out for all of your battery needs.
Welcome back to the show. Again, we've got Jeff Hubbard here with us. It's Running It Back. Bro, I mean, so we talked about the waves, it's, yeah. You look at the surf report, it's 8 to 10. It's 10 to 15, whatever, 15 to 20. This is my first season surfing out on the North Shore, Pipeline. And yeah, even if it's 3 feet, 3 feet to a lot of people thinks, that's small. But 3 feet at Pipe is a different beast. And, I've been out, we surf Sandies, right? Yeah. Sandies, 5 feet. It's, Pipe 3 feet is a different monster. It's such a different wave. Jeff, can you maybe get into the details and the nuances of the wave at Pipeline? Why is it so different? I
think it's because, the ocean, the topography of the sea level, it goes from really deep to really shallow, really abruptly. And so, and all those canyons and those little cracks in the reef just kind of really bring in the power. They draw on the power of the whole Pacific Ocean, because there's nothing above us, like north of Hawaii for, 3,000 miles, maybe more, that's blocking any swell. So any swell that's coming in is coming in full force right into that area up on the North Shore. And Pipeline is especially focused to, certain swells where the reef just, the outer reefs focus in the energy, and it just all just doubles up and just breaks so gnarly right on that reef. It's just, it's heavy. It's hard to describe. You really have to be there on the beach, just kind of watching it, and you'll really get an impression of, what's exactly happening out there. Or, hey, better yet, if you can do a swim in the water and see it from inside the water, that's always pretty special. That's kind of, half the fun of going out at Pipeline and surfing with everyone and riding waves is just, watching everyone else and being in that whole experience. It's kind of like a gladiator arena, like a big football arena, whereas you're just, the whole world's just kind of watching it, and all the adrenaline and all the excitement's just kind of focused in on that one little area of the reef.
Do you feed off of that? Like, do you, like the bigger stage? I fed off of that lights, the bigger stage, the bigger lights, bigger I performs. Like competition days, like bigger sets, bigger waves, more crowd, more people watching on the beach. Does that get you amped more to go and just do your thing out there?
Oh, definitely. It really is. It's, inspiring, because you want to just, show everyone how fun it is to bodyboard. I think there's always that thing with bodyboarding. It's since it's not quite as, popular and mainstream sport as surfing, that you always want to do your best to showcase it in a real positive light. So anytime there's that I guess you would say platform to do so,
time to show up.
Yeah, I make sure I show up.
Yeah, that's awesome. And we're going to talk about that here after this next break. But before we take this break, this is that time of Running It Back where Kiana has her video of the week, and we don't know what this video is. Every week is different. I'm excited to see what you got for us today, Kiana. So
Like
you got
I said,
it.
This is dedicated to you, Chad, and
Okay.
So let's see. So right now we have the World Wife Carrying Championship Tournament.
Oh my
You
gosh.
carry your wife,
Upside down.
however you can, to get her across.
Oh, she's drowning.
Right
Wow.
there. Men need to complete an
Holy-
obstacle course carrying their wives over their shoulders.
All the shoulders.
Wow, Jeff, would you do this?
Oh my God,
I
this
don't
is
know,
gnarly.
will your wives be down to do this?
No,
I think
absolutely.
my wife would be down to be carrying me.
Exactly.
Every year. Oh,
This
wow.
is right.
This every year
Oh
is
my
200 miles.
goodness.
Crazy.
Superman,
Guys
look
are
at
in
him.
like suits. Their wives
went-
must be tripping. Look, imagine if I don't mean
Like
to
the-
That is
the head-
hilarious.
Someone farts. The mom. This
Right to the woman's head. I'd be like, oh my gosh.
is nuts.
Oh my God, she's drowning. She's drowning.
Yeah, she's got to hold her breath there, like just being out of pipeline. Oh no, that was intense.
Wow, that was amazing, Kiana. Thank you so much for that video. Let's take a break.
Well, don't forget to follow us on all of our social media platforms at Runnin' It Back Podcast. Also, follow our YouTube channel and hit that subscribe button. Today's podcast was brought to you by the Honolulu Star Advertiser, Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union, the Hawaii State Department of Health, and Battery Bills. We out.
All right, welcome back to the show. Again, we got Jeff Hubbard in here. Thanks again for joining us, bro. You mentioned one thing after watching that video about holding your breath.
Yeah, how long can you hold your breath?
Oh, not long enough. I'd like to I'd like to be able to do it longer.
How long, a guesstimation?
I don't practice it enough.
Over
I
a
think
minute?
it's
We
because
can
I'm
go
not
right
surfing.
now.
I'm not surfing like huge waves, and just I'm not surfing those crazy.
Jeff, stop
crazy,
being
crazy
humble.
big waves.
That's because
I'm
this guy
big
doesn't even
waves.
get pounded.
A minute and 30. 2 minutes?
Bro, this guy doesn't get pounded. He's
Yeah,
just
that's not
such
fair.
a pro. He's never. The only time he's underwater is when he's duck diving. Trust me.
Nah, I can hold my breath pretty decently, but I mean, it's when you hold your breath out in the water, it's all about relaxing. It's just
Yeah.
about just going in zen, just not moving. You just got to play limp and just roll around when you're getting wiped out, so you don't use any oxygen.
Oh.
So it's when you're fighting, trying to get up, trying to get out of that situation. That's when you use all your oxygen. And if you're stressing out, your body's pumping, your heart starts beating faster and starts utilizing that oxygen. So you just need to be super chill.
When did you get good at relaxing in that? Because everyone seems nervous when they get pounded in the beginning, you know what I mean? And then they try to go find
out.
and tense up and whatnot. Like, how long did it take you to actually relax and zen out?
A while. I mean, it's kind of like a learned protocol. I remember up on the North Shore one day, it was just huge, probably like 30 feet or something. We paddled out, just got caught inside. You just see the horizon go black. You can't see the horizon anymore. And just the wave comes and breaks and you're just like, what am I going to do? And my friend just looks at me and he's like a big wave surfer and he just starts laughing. He's like, and I just, smiling and laughing. So that's what you have to do, is just to calm yourself down, and nothing else you can do in that situation but laugh and relax and just kind of go with it. And I guess it taught me something right there. Like, well, no matter what, like you just have to, chill out, and laughter's
scared.
Yeah, for
What?
sure.
You just said-
scared. You do get scared.
Thinking about it.
But
The wave
you laugh
caused
about
an
it.
eclipse. Like, come on,
Yeah.
laugh about it.
You're just like,
This is laugh it off.
It's funny you say that, because out in the lineup the other day, I was with Travis, and he had made a comment about, yeah, man, normally the guy out here with the lowest heart rate tends to be doing the best, because he's just more calm, relaxed, and it's just smooth. Biggest piece of adversity that you've had to go through so far in your life? Not just bodyboarding, just adversity in your life. It can be a bodyboarding thing, but
Adversity, there can be so many things. I guess, injuries are, kind of tough. I think that's tough. I think one adversity maybe was, I losing the world title. So I, won the world title twice, then, I'd been doing the pro circuit a long time. So, but maybe 2011, I was, going into the last event of the year, and like I was winning the whole tour, and like I'd lost it right at the end, and you lose it at that moment, and it was just so crushing. And I think that was, that was really tough for me, for sure. It was a tough time. And then, but I think coming through that adversity and then being able to pick it up and win it back the next year was pretty rad. I felt like, yeah, you just can overcome that, like, because that's, you're right there and you just lose by like, it's basically like one wave kind of thing, but to be able to come back and win it the next year was pretty special because it's a full-on circuit. You're doing it all year round, and so you don't really stop. And so to be able to just keep going, I just remember I just kept that momentum, even though I didn't really climax at that point for the 2011. I was able to keep that high level of performance, and then finish at the peak in 2012 and win my third world title then. So that was pretty cool.
2012 is when I won a championship MVP. So that's boom. But I just want to, for everyone watching, young kids, aspiring athletes, I think making it to the pinnacle, becoming a pro, and then winning a championship or winning the world tour, similar, right? Super Bowl, whatever you want to, that's not the hard part. Winning it again. And then winning it again. Like the consistency that you want to win it every year. But I think what you experience, I think is a huge lesson to be had, that adversity, losing. I don't like to say that you lose, you learn. And you got better from that, and you grew from that, and you came back the next year better, right? More motivated, right? More motivated. So look, Jeff, we want to say thank you so much for joining us, man. Such great insight from the GOAT. I'm just going to keep calling him the GOAT, man. I'm so thankful that I get to go out. It's like going and playing basketball with Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? Seriously. I get to go and hit the lineup with Jeff Hubbard.
Can we go out to like Walls one day?
Hey, before this ends, Jeff.
Going out to Walls.
Not
This
sure.
afternoon, I got my
Jeff, where can the people follow you? Where can they find you on Instagram and platforms?
JD Hub is my Instagram handle. We got our company, hubboards.com. So you can visit hubboards.com and check out all our stuff. And thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah.
This was so fun.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to expect, and this is just mental.
Thanks,
Super
brother.
stoked. Just such a nice little Hana here, just cruising this little bubble.
Appreciate it, brother.
All right. Well, don't forget to follow us on all of our social media platforms at Runnin' It Back Podcast. Also, follow our YouTube channel and hit that subscribe button. Today's podcast was brought to you by the Honolulu Star Advertiser, Hawaiian Financial Federal Credit Union, the Hawaii State Department of Health, and Battery Bills. We out.